My name is Ofori Boateng, and I'm quite known, at least locally here in Ghana, as having pioneered amphibian research and conservation in Ghana. I'm also known for starting the NGO called Herp Ghana, which happens to be West Africa's first amphibian and reptile conservation society. Um, I had a very unique background and upbringing, I believe, which has really inspired me to do the conservation work that I'm doing now. I, I was very privileged to have been born literally into a national park. Um, I'm told that it was in the days of revolutions and political instability in Ghana. And so I wasn't born at the hospital as other kids were. So literally, I believe that when I took my first breath and started crying, the sounds that I could hear was those of the elephants and lions in the national park. So not surprisingly, I grew up very passionate about nature conservation. I love wildlife. I wanted to be around wildlife, and not surprising that I'm working to conserve wildlife. I decided to work on frogs, dedicate most of my career to researching and conserving them um, uh, because they were threatening. I know that this is different from many of my colleagues who are passionate about frog conservation because as a child they had a frog for a pet and so forth. My relationship with frogs and their conservation started because of I was very concerned about them. I was concerned that they were going through global declines and possible extinction, and that nothing was being done as far as I was concerned in my country about it. And this really troubled me. And I have a personal history that makes extinction very personal for me. I always relate extinction to when you lose a dear loved one. In this case, this was my father, who was a hero to me, a dear friend, somebody I look up to and love so much. And he died. And when he died as a child, I always thought that I could make a lot of money someday and bring him back, or I could do something to have him back someday. I hope for it. I realized this was not going to be possible. And I think the same thing with extinction, that when species go extinct, there's nothing you can do, even if you have billions of money to try to bring them back. And because of that, I feel that fighting extinction, it's something that is so crucial that you need to do everything to help prevent extinction. And that's how come I got involved into amphibian conservation. But of course, later on, as I got to know them more and how beautiful they are and the unique behaviors and traits that they demonstrate, then I really fell in love with them. If someone said that the TBA course that I attended in 2007 has by and large made me who I am today, I will lift my hands and say I'm guilty as charged, because that is very true. That is exactly what happened. There was such a turning point in my career because it gave me exposure, and I believe that exposure brings desire and also gives you options in life. I had attended school for 4 years for my first degree, and I'll use very much to learning from the books and doing my best to understand ecology and biology. And with this TBA course, I came in contact with the practical ways of doing things. Beyond that, I got to know of all the range of options that existed in research and conservation. The course teachers were just amazing. The simplicity with which they explained the concepts to us the way they guided, mentored us, and gave us confidence, in doing research was just remarkable. So yeah, I left the TBA course inspired and wanting to do something, wanting to do something big in terms of research and conservation. One of our big achievements in recent times has been the establishment of the Oniponi Endangered Species Refuge, which is about 12,000 acre legally established community-based reserve. And this reserve was basically established to protect one key frog species that can only be found in that particular area in Ghana, and also to protect other endangered frog species that occur in the area. Aside protecting frogs, this forest also protects 11 other IUCN threatening species. It protects important waterheads that supply drinking water to thousands of people in communities downstreams, and it also has other host of benefits to the local people. For example, local people have jobs in the reserve as rangers. We also have started a community-based ecotourism program, built a canopy walkway that is going to also employ a lot of the local people. So yes, the reserve is protecting frogs, but it's also protecting many other species, protecting important waterheads for community, providing jobs and other fringe benefits to the local people we are working with. I think that many young people are not able to realize their full potential and in research and conservation, partly because they lack the relevant training as well as the exposure that they need at the very early career stage to be able to become who they desperately want to be. This is where I think that the TBA opportunity is still relevant and plays such a crucial role in raising conservation champions and research scientists across the continent of Africa. I've always believed that every young person deserves a TBA opportunity, and I would always encourage and recommend it for any young conservationist to have this experience.